Hey everybody, so today I'm going to do a recap of all the stuff that happened at Playlist because there are a few other things that went on while we were there that I didn't really get a chance to put into the videos, so I thought I'd talk about them a little bit more and kind of go a little more in depth on the things that we did. First off, let me tell you about flying out on Thursday. Thursday morning was hell. I thought that I had everything planned out. Things were ready to go. I just had to throw a few things into my bag. When I got up in the morning, I had my alarm set for more than enough time to get up and get a shower and get myself looking half decent. None of my alarms went off. I woke up, I'm racing to put clothes on, trying to throw everything together. I leapt out of bed and threw my back out for not the whole day, but I screwed up something for a little while and it sucked. I'm trying to carry everything downstairs and trying to pack stuff, and my back just keeps like pulling, and it hurts so bad, and I was just ready to cry. We were running super late for the airport. We get there and I run in, nobody's at the ticket counter. Then I notice a sign that says that the counter closes 45 minutes before the plane leaves. My plane was leaving at 8:35 and it was 8 o'clock. I had no idea what to do. I'd never been in this situation where I had been so late that I was probably going to miss my flight. Luckily, one of the girls from the airline that was right next to them called somebody out to the counter so I could talk to them. The conversation went a little like this. "Oh, I'm sorry, you're going to end up missing that flight. Is there possibly another one that I could get put on?" "Well, we do have one that leaves at 11:30. We can get you on that one." "Well, that would be really great. It's going to be an extra $100 to change your ticket over to that flight." "I can't do that." At this point, I am in overload. I can't afford another $100 for this trip. Den can't afford an extra $100 for this trip. Where am I going to get $100 for this ticket? I start panicking. I'm ready to text Den and say, just come and pick me up. I can't go. I'm not going to be able to go. That's the reality of this right now. She starts asking me do you have, family you can call? Do you have friends? Can somebody loan you the money so you can do it? And I'm just, at this point, between, running late and the pain and all this craziness, I broke down, and I did not mean to. I don't like being that person that cries because something's not going their way, but it happened, ladies and gentlemen, it happened. Before I even realized what was going on in my body, I dropped my backpack off my shoulders. I'm like, I can't do that. I can't do $100. I'm not proud of the fact that this happened, but it did get me a courtesy upgrade to my ticket so that I could go on the next flight. So anyway, things feel like they're going better. I'm on my way to go and sit for an hour or two, and I can get on my plane. I'll be getting into Orlando at the same time as Amy and Anais, and it'll work out perfectly. It did seem like everything was going really well. We all met up, and we decided what we were going to do. We ordered our Uber. The first car has mechanical issues. Not a problem. We'll just set up for another one. A couple people snag our Uber right out from under us. Nice. The third time's the charm because the guy finally shows up in an Escalade, making me feel important and stuff. We got to show up to the hotel in style. Amy was absolutely killing me with the palm trees. We're starting to pull out from the airport. She's like, there's palm trees. Look at all these palm trees. That's why I named that first video Palm Trees, because that was the standout moment. That and her being surprised that there were cows in Florida. There's not a cutoff line to where cows go in the United States. They are in Florida. I love you kooky girl. So we get into the hotel, we go to check in, and then we realize that we're kind of screwed again because we knew that we couldn't necessarily do 4 credit cards to be able to do everything. So everybody just pulled out cash. So that's what we were paying for the room with. Just cash. It took a while to get everything sorted out, but eventually we did. We got all of our stuff. We went to the room. And I was just dumbfounded by the view that we had. The room was great. I mean, it wasn't massive, but it was a really nicely decorated room, and we had everything that we needed. The view, oh my God, the view. I know some people might have really wanted a view that was higher, which, I mean, that's all well and good, but I was actually pretty pleased with where we were at because we weren't too far away from everything. Seriously, it took maybe 5 minutes to get down to where everything was happening for Playlist from our room. We decided to find something to watch on TV. Amy was out, then Anais was out. Christine was out, stuck at Walmart because she couldn't find her car. So I was starting to get a little bored. Christine got back and we decided to just walk around and see what we could find. We went down to where everything was going to be happening with the big banners and walkways and everything. It was pretty cool. Then we decided that at 10 o'clock at night we were going to go swimming because the pool was open until 11. And let me tell you, that water felt amazing. It was like a big giant bathtub and it felt great. While we were at the pool, we saw Evan and Dodie walk by, and I was nice and cool and just said, hey guys, like nothing crazy. I didn't like senpai anybody, and I didn't have verbal diarrhea. I was just all cool. I'm just like, hey Evan, hey Dodie. Where's this Sammy coming from? I don't know. As we were in the pool longer, I noticed that there were even more people that I love that were there. Since it was Thursday and there really weren't a lot of people there in the hotel yet that were for playlist, like I felt like I shouldn't go up to them and like fan out. I mean, not like I was gonna scream in their faces or anything. You know, I would have been very nice about it, but part of me was like, oh, but this might be their chance to like come here without being like mobbed or anything or bothered. So I just, you know, let them do what they were gonna do. If the roles were reversed, I guess I could feel okay with that. I don't know if they would have been cool with me saying hi to them. I wasn't gonna like jump in and swim around them and be like, hey, I'm such a fan. It's important to, you know, talk and spend time with like the people that admire your stuff or like your stuff or, you know, your fans, whatever. But yeah, I wasn't sure. I didn't want to impose. That's the kind of person I am. Plus I figured I'd see them all in the meetups and walking around the other days, so I just kind of left it at that. On to Friday. Friday was fun. Business day. It's not as hectic. It's not as crazy. Well, for the most part. We went to a really good panel about working with brands and building your brand and all of that brandy stuff. We had a really good day of just hanging out and kind of getting acclimated to everything. Amy and I had tickets to go to the kickoff extravaganza that was hosted by Dan and Phil. And it was, oh boy, it was like Tatinoff 2.0. I say that in kind of like the best and the worst way. Obviously the energy that the fandom has it's indescribable. It really is. And you don't understand it unless you've been in it and you've experienced it yourself. But at the extravaganza, there was like this extra level of cray-cray happening. I mean, it was very, very annoying. Part of me felt like, oh my God, I'm like an old lady that these kids are annoying me. But then there were kids next to us that were getting annoyed by the other kids. So it made me feel not so bad. I mean, we're talking things like their picture would flash up on the screen and be like, ah! Like pandemonium, like they just landed in the girl's lap or something. But overall, the kickoff show was incredible. So many people that I loved on there. I was crying when Dodie and Thomas Sanders were singing. I mean, I always cry at that song anyway, but yeah, to have them singing it live together was too much! Too much for me. There were just so many funny little quips between Dan and Phil, and then you got to see Nikki and Sammy together, and the little games were hilarious. And let's talk about these games. They played a game of Hungry Hungry Hippos with gumballs, and they had to get them and put them in the cup. Of course, things are gonna get thrown out into the audience, right? So here come a whole bunch of gumballs at all of us. I'm just like ducking cover because I don't want to get hit, and Amy's just over there grabbing them. And yes, she did put them in her mouth. She possibly had random YouTuber DNA in her mouth. That sounds like it should have been sexy, but actually it was kind of gross. We were all pumped and excited, and the show is so great. So we're leaving and we're talking and everything's fine, and we get to the escalator. That's when all hell breaks loose, and I could feel that shit was going down, and I did not want to deal with it, but we were kind of escalating towards it. We were about halfway up when I realized that there is a crazy mob of people at the top of the escalator. We get to the top and the panic just hits me. Like, I need to get away from all of these people now. I take a moment to look over to see who they're all fussing about, and it's Christine Sedelko. And the only reason I know that is from the windbreaker and, you know, the headband. And my head goes, okay, great, see that it's you. I need to get out of here. I just start like nicely pushing my way through people, and I'm just going, no, I gotta get to my room. I have to get to my room. Please let me get to my room. I finally break through, get into where the lobby's open a little bit, and I'm shaking so bad. I have not been in this much of a state in quite a while, and definitely not in public. The last time I had one like this, I was in my own house, so it made it a little less scary because it was just me and Dan. I just kind of like buzzed forward into the room, and we were trying to open the door, and the door would not open. None of our keys were working. We're like swiping them against the door, nothing. I stopped for a second, I took a deep breath and said, fuck it, guess I gotta go back to the lobby. And off I went back into the ridiculousness that was awaiting me out there. I got really worried too because I thought I was gonna have to wait in the whole long line of people that were checking in to find out what was wrong with our cards. Luckily we didn't have to do that. We just had to stop over to the side and talk to them. But we had security come. Luckily the guy, he was so nice and funny. We were joking about like, let's just kick down the door. And he said, oh, they didn't really like it the last time we did something like that. So it helped to calm me down like a lot faster than I probably would have. By the time we got like all of it settled and, you know, we were just back in the room, I felt so much better than I had, you know, right before all of that. So that was good. Thankfully, that was the only panic attack that I had. It wasn't my whole day Saturday like it was last year. That was hellacious. I never want to go through that again. So moving on to Saturday, we get up and go to 2 panels. We go to the building a community. I probably have the name of it wrong, but you know, how the importance of having a community, on YouTube, the fandoms, all of that. Dan and Phil, Tom Ska, Julian, and Alexis Giselle were all on that one, and it was really good. And of course, every time that Dan and Phil spoke, it was, not as bad as I thought it would be, though. Not as bad. I also got visited by a lovely bird who is now known as Community, who may still be flying around the Marriott, who knows. After that panel, we went to the mental health panel, Are You Okay? I loved the mental health panel last year, so I definitely needed to go to it this year. Katie Morton hosted it. Unfortunately, I don't remember everybody's name that was on it, but Mitchell Davis was there again. And it was great I love hearing other people's stories about their recovery and what they're going through, what they're still doing, I love hearing that because I think it's good for people to hear the stories of, you know, where people came from, what they did, where they're at now. You know, sometimes you still have bad days, for sure, and how everybody works through that, and the importance of people talking about it. And especially on YouTube, such a huge platform, there are so many people that are on it, you know, in different levels and going through different things, and the fact that more people are speaking out about their mental health issues is so incredible. Now, if we could just get that to spread to the rest of the world, I think we'd all be in a better place with it, be more accepting of what's going on, that stigma wouldn't be around it. But you know, I'm not gonna wear my rose-colored glasses and say that everything's gonna be peachy keen, you know, tomorrow, because I know it's not gonna be when it comes to stuff like this. But the fact that it's getting talked about more, it makes me very excited. We left that panel like probably about 5 minutes early because we were going to meet Dan and Phil. I was actually getting worried, not about meeting them, but about the fact that I was not like freaking out about it like I thought I would be. Just like I wasn't like losing my shit internally when I saw Jody and Evan and Luke and Shay and everybody else that were at the pool. I was so calm about everything. It was strange compared to how I was feeling last year. It was just like, I'm just gonna go meet these people. Last year I was still in that mindset of, oh my God, super big celebrities. Wow. And I've talked about it before. There's this weird vibe when it comes to YouTube because you're seeing people putting their lives on there and you're watching it, and so you feel like you're a part of their lives. You feel like you're their friends because you're going through these things together, but you're not. And so I think in that aspect, it's, you know, last year I was still in that, oh my God, I watch you on my computer, on my phone and all. And this year I was more like, I put my stuff out there too. I'm doing what you're doing, just on an extremely different level, obviously. But I think I was just kind of cooler with it this year, kind of going into it with that mindset that, I mean, they're like, it's like if YouTube was a job, like whatever, I mean, it is a job, but you know what I mean? Like if it was like a place where you could be in the mailroom or you're the CEO, like, you're still all co-workers, you're just on different levels. I don't think I'm making any sense with this. Enough about that. Let's talk about the beat up, shall we? So we get in and kind of decided we wanted to try and stay near the back, try and be some of the last ones because we were hoping for maybe a little bit extra time with them. Amy went ahead of us, just because she wasn't sure about how she was going to feel with the crowds and everything else going on, which was fine. And Ace and I stayed behind. We planned to film each other and then send each other the videos so that we had them. With Amy going ahead of us, that made it pretty simple. When she got up there, I just like jumped up, filmed, and jumped back. And Ace and I said that we were going to film each other because this was her 4th time meeting them. It was my first time, and she'd never had a video of it. So we were planning on, you know, videoing each other. didn't exactly go as planned. I grabbed my bag and I turned around to like film her, and they're like, oh, come on, we gotta hurry up, we're almost done. And so I was not able to film her, and I felt so bad. But I think we learned the lesson that we need to put like a person in between us if we're going to do that next time. It's pretty much like you're done and the next person comes in. So I didn't have a lot of time. Like my video cut off when I still had like a few seconds left of like I got another hug from them and chatted for another second. And hers, I missed those first bits of like when she got the first hugs and everything. So I think we need to plan it out a little bit better if we're going to film that again, which if we do meet them, obviously I'm going to, because I like to film everything. It's very important for me. It was really funny to me though, because I walked up to Dan and he said, love the ears. And for a split second, I forgot that I had my cat ears on. I got a nice long hug from Phil, which made me very happy. If you notice from the clip, like I'm just about to get my picture with them and I'm just about to put my arm around Phil and I stop. And I asked him about his shirt because at the community panel, I'm standing there trying to figure out what is on his t-shirt. Like if it was a mouse or something, like I couldn't tell. Well, I stopped and I said, I was trying to figure out what was on your shirt in the community panel and I couldn't. And he just smiled and opened up his jacket and he goes, it's a monkey. And it was, yeah, it was an adorable moment. That seemed like such a Phil moment. They thanked me for watching their videos for so long because I've been watching for like 7 years. I've been watching these guys. They have been part of my life and my entertainment and an inspiration. Obviously, you don't have time in, you know, the little bit of time they allocate for the meetups to really like talk and really say everything. I could probably sit there for like 6 hours and talk to them about everything that, you know, they've done for me through watching their videos and things that have inspired me and everything else, and I probably still wouldn't be done talking. I think that could be said for most of the people that I watch on YouTube. I could probably sit and talk to them for hours and still like feel like I had things to say. Saturday night was the big dance party at the pool, and we didn't like fully go into it. I mean, we walked around, we saw what it was all about. It was crazy. We definitely weren't feeling like swimming once we kind of got there and saw what the party was like. It was all like the young kids and, you know, let the kids have their pool party. We went back to the room for a little bit, and then we went back out onto the veranda so we could watch the fireworks, because everybody knows that Sammy doesn't miss fireworks. It was a great show. It was like about 15 minutes long, and they shot off stars and all the other ones that I like, except they didn't do any of the whistle ones, but it's okay. They don't know everything that I like, so I mean, they'll know for next year. Playlist will know for next year. After that, we were watching everybody just, you know, kind of filtering out, and noticed that there was a little photo booth thing. So of course, we had to go and do that, because as well as not ever passing up fireworks, I don't pass up a photo booth either. I forgot to put, and I didn't realize it until after the fact that I forgot to put just a little bit of what we did down there into the video. Oh, these things I will cherish forever. Sunday we got up and all of us had a morning meetup. Anais was meeting Thomas Sanders, Amy was going to meet Charles Trippy, and I was meeting a group, which was basically the group that I missed last year, which was pretty cool. Breezy Voices, TJ Smith, Nutarella, and Brandon Rogers, and John Kozar, and Evan Edinger, good old Evan, kept running into him like crazy. Dodie, oh, my heart, and Dean Dobbs. I was so excited, but I couldn't believe how packed the room was already when I got there. I was in the meetup for 3 hours! 3 hours! Because I ended up being like some of the last people to go. But it was great. Honestly, by the end of it, we were having so much fun. There was a woman, her name is Maria, that was working, and she kept our spirits up. She was like dancing around, and we were having so much fun with this woman that like we were getting pictures with her because she just made it so much fun while we were waiting. The way that they did the group meetups, and I didn't know anything about it because I hadn't done any of the meetups the year before, was you just kind of go down the line and you can talk to whoever you want to. It was nice. I mean, you didn't get loads of time, but I got enough time to like, you know, talk to everybody and have nice little chit chats with them and get pictures, which was fun. I, again, felt like I could have talked to Dodie forever because I had so much that I wanted to talk to her about. But I did thank her for her videos about mental health and how much they helped me, because they taught me some things that I didn't even know about. And I thought that I was pretty on the ball with like new diagnoses and things like that, and learning new things from her and new treatments and everything. I mean, it's been really great. So I had to thank her for that. It's just so adorable. I didn't get to go to any panels because the only couple of panels that I was really interested in were happening while I was still in my meetup. So I'm going to catch up on those. I'm hoping that they're on YouTube. I haven't even checked yet to see if they're ones that got up there, but I'm fairly certain that they probably would have. After the meetup, I mean, Sunday was pretty much just like chill day. We hung out at the pool for a little while. We went and got some great food at the pool bar. Let me tell you what. I mean, those nachos. Holy mother of nachos. They were incredible. I wish that I could have those delivered to my house every day. And that guacamole, I'm going to say it a million bajillion times. Million bajillion, people. That was like the best guac that I've ever had in my life. Kudos to the chef. Unfortunately, my flight left very early. Not like super early, not like crazy 6 a.m. early. But my flight left at 8:35. Annie's and Amy's, theirs didn't leave until after 5 o'clock. So I felt very bad that they had to go to the airport early with me. They were going to have to wait all that time. Luckily, this flight went much smoother. I already pre-registered my stuff and checked in on my phone, so I didn't have to worry about that. I just had to print out my boarding pass, take my thing over to the quick check-in, go over to the gate. Like, it worked very nicely. And the timing was perfect for everything. Like, I got through TSA with more than enough time to grab some breakfast. I went to the restroom. I got to the gate just as they were announcing my section to go. Such a nice trip home, let me say. It was like just a few hours ago I was in Florida. Now I'm back in Pennsylvania. Reality. And reality kicked in pretty hard because I was trying to go and take my time card in so I could get paid. And ran out of gas trying to get to the gas station to get gas. That was fun for a Monday, let me tell you. Luckily, one of my friends came and helped me out and got me back home. Yeah, that was that was really great. Welcome back to your life, Samantha. Overall, and I said it in the video and I totally mean it, playlist this year was incredible. Like, last year was good to kind of dip your toe in the water. This year, I was cannonballing into the pool. Not literally, but I probably could have if I wanted to. I highly recommend, if you're going to, if you can afford it, to get a room in the Marriott. It's really not as expensive as you might think. And you don't have to worry about traffic. You don't have to worry about parking. You don't have to worry about all that. You just have to worry about getting out of your room, going down to playlists, going back up. I've already planned to like put a little money aside every month so that I have ticket money set aside and flight money. And as soon as those tickets go on sale, I'm buying my ticket and I'm reserving my room. I'm not messing around this year. I'm going to have my plane tickets early. I'm going to have everything done so that I am not panicking the closer that it gets. It kind of almost feels like it was so long ago, but it wasn't. I'm still like looking through my pictures and, you know, my clips and videos, and it's just like, oh, it was such a good time. I just want to go back and stay there forever. If you guys like this video, give it a thumbs up, subscribe if you haven't already, and make sure to ring the little bell so you get notifications when my stuff goes live. I hope that you enjoyed this series from Playlist. If you have any questions about what Playlist is like, if you've never been, or you want to know what the hotel was like, or anything like that, ask me down below. I will get back to you as soon as I can. I will see you on Monday for what I did this weekend, because, you know, we got to get back in the swing of normality, right? Until then, guys, love you, bye!